I paid his debt, and he left me anyway. I drained my entire savings account to save the man I thought I was going to marry, and 3 weeks later, he told me I was holding him back. That's how this ends. But the way it started is worse. When I met Daniel, he was drowning in debt from a failed business. He started with his friends. He was ashamed of it, always pretending everything was fine, but I saw the panic behind his jokes. We were together for 2 years, and every time collectors called, he'd go quiet for hours. I thought love meant helping. So when he finally broke down and admitted he might lose his apartment, I made a decision that felt heroic at the time. I offered him the $18,000 I had saved for my own future. He cried when I transferred the money. He promised we were building our life, that this was just a rough chapter before the happy ending. For a few weeks, he was different, more affectionate, more attentive, talking about rings and vacations, and moving in together officially. I felt proud of us, like we had survived something big. Then slowly he started changing. He began working late again, but this time it wasn't panic. It was ambition. He said now that the debt was gone, he finally felt free to focus on himself. He started going to networking events without me, saying I wouldn't fit in. He criticized my job, my routines, even my friends, hinting that they were small-minded. Every time I questioned him, he'd remind me that I chose to help him, that I shouldn't use it as leverage. The first real fight exploded when I asked about moving in together like we planned. He looked at me like I had trapped him. He said he needed space to grow, that he couldn't feel like he owed someone. After everything. A week later, he sat me down and calmly explained that he felt pressure every time he looked at me, that my sacrifice made him feel small, that he needed to rediscover himself without the weight of my expectations. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just asked one question. We'd be leaving if I hadn't paid his debt? He didn't answer. That was my answer. He moved out of the apartment. I helped him keep. He posted photos from business events, smiling, confident, debt-free. People congratulated him on his comeback. No one knew I was a comeback. The hardest part isn't the money. It's realizing he loved me most when he needed me. The second he stood on stable ground, I became a reminder of how low he once was. I paid his debt, and somehow, I became the burden.